Madam President, in October, a dear friend of mine and of the Commonwealth of Kentucky passed away peacefully. And today I'd like to pay tribute to Mayor Bill Gorman of Hazard, Kentucky, for his warm and generous spirit, and above all, for his faithfulness to the mission of promoting, defending, and serving the people of Hazard. Mayor Gorman was born about a decade after the railroad came, when Hazard was first opening up to the world. He saw the floods and the cleanup, the coal carnivals, and the stores on Main Street come and go. He saw senators and congressmen and presidential candidates. He saw it all. And he could have followed it all, too, right out of Hazard. But he didn't, because Hazard was the only place he ever wanted to be. The story goes that Bill was vacationing down in Florida in 1977 when somebody threw his name in the race for mayor. From that point on, being mayor was all Bill ever wanted. He never drew a paycheck, and he was never off the clock, as anyone who used to get his late-night phone calls can attest. He was always thinking of how to move Hazard forward, how to make life better for the people of Hazard and the surrounding region. Whether it was extending the water lines or building a pool where the kids in town could learn to swim, or expanding the hospital, or improving and expanding educational opportunities, he always had a vision and a plan to make it happen. And he usually did. He attended every ribbon cutting, no matter how small, and he took everybody's calls, even at home. And there were a lot of them, because his number was always listed in the phone book. He treated everyone with dignity and respect, and he wanted to talk to everybody, whether you were the President of the United States, and Bill knew a lot of them, or somebody just simply down on their luck. One of Bill's lunch buddies remembers being with him once when he got a phone call from an elderly widow who lived in one of the public housing units in town. Her health was deteriorating, she said, and she wondered if he could help her move from the fourth floor to the first floor. Mayor Gorman got the building manager on the phone immediately and asked if anything was opening up on the first floor. There was. And that woman got her wish. Moving floors was important to that lady, so it was important to Mayor Gorman. Another time, a group of city workmen dropped into a local restaurant for a bite to eat after working around the clock after a snowstorm. When the bill came, they were told it had already been paid. It was Mayor Gorman, but they didn't know it. He made sure of it. He did that kind of thing all the time, never flaunting it, just lifting folks up, from high school kids going off to college to an elderly woman who needed a hand. He was always there. For Mayor Gorman, no problem was too little or too big. He was as concerned about the little things as he was determined to accomplish the big things. And he was a master at both. He never boasted. He just did good. It's a rare breed these days. But Bill Gorman was a rare man and a gentle soul who devoted himself to his mission in life and who enjoyed every minute of it. Not that he wasn't feisty. If you ever wanted to pick a fight with Mayor Gorman, say something about the people of eastern Kentucky. He'd take you on. And the people of Perry County loved him for it. He was proud of his people and his heritage. And he was proud of the coal industry that built this region. As it happens, Madam President, I got to know Bill before he was a mountain legend, long before either of us had set out on our political careers. I was working as the youth chairman for Marlowe Cook, who was running for the Senate that year. When they sent me out on the road, they told me to look up a guy named Bill Gorman when I got to Hazard. He was the guy, they said, and they were right. And when the two of us got together for the last time at his home this last August, 42 years later, he was still the guy. You know, Washington may not be a very popular place these days, but Hazard is a pretty popular place in Washington. Walk into any office, whether it's a staffer or a U.S. president, and you're liable to see a Duke or Duchess of Hazard citation on the wall. I'm told that even Pope John II was named a Duke of Hazard, which is appropriate since Bill used to say he was born a Baptist, was adopted by the Catholics, and would die a Presbyterian. Like a lot of politicians, he was covering all his bases. Mayor Gorman once said the government is only as good as the people who run it. If that's true, it's likely Hazard will never be as good as it was when Mayor Gorman was with us. But I think we owe it to him to make it so, to live our lives with the same dedication and spirit of service he did. I'm blessed to have known him. He's dearly missed.